What's up, Sparkman family? It's your boy Sparkman. Today we're talking about a lot of the archetype support that's been getting in the past few sets and the future sets coming out. So we've been seeing a lot of Lightsworn support, Yubel support, Blue Eye support now. I mean, we've been seeing a lot of Blue Eye support for years now, but this is really good. Better support. And then we have 6 Sam support coming out in the future, Water support. So we've been getting a lot of support. Now, listen. I'm all for it. I love it. I think it's going to be an absolute A plus grade for Konami doing this. Now, what I will say to contradict that as well is that they have lost players from the older generation for taking this long to bring back an older archetype that was very popular in its day. 6 Sams, I mean, last time it was relevant, we're talking about like 12 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like, this is like a long time waiting for this deck and archetype to get some support. Yubel, I mean, we're talking about, I mean, years upon years since Yubel hasn't gotten support. So, it may be taking a little too long to do this. Now, listen, if you're still around in the game, you're definitely not complaining. You're definitely really hyped about this. I definitely see where Konami's trying to take this. It is really fun, but what I will say is, like a lot of directors and movie people do nowadays, is they take old stuff and they try to remake it. Well, for example, Star Wars. I mean, if you're an old head of the Star Wars, you did not like the sequel trilogy, depending on who you ask. I know there's some people that actually did enjoy it, which, that's kind of weird. But if you did, hey, props to you, I guess. And good for you. But, me, I did not enjoy it. But, sometimes what's the saying? It's good to leave old things in the past because it was once great for a reason, being in the past. So, is it okay for them to be bringing back all these old archetypes back into existence? Will they do well? Well, we've seen Yubel do well, right? We've seen Yubel do pretty well in the meta. Lightsworn not really taking off too much, but that's because there's just one major big deck in the game right now, and that is Snake Eyes. People are kind of fed up with the deck, and that's with every single meta we go through. Whether it be Snake Eyes or Sprite or all these other different decks that take over the meta, we just need a more fresh meta that we can have rogue stuff winning. We can have a bunch of different decks, being in the top 15, except having 14 of the same deck and then that one odd deck out that decides to top 15, right? So let's try to make the game better, Konami, which in terms of banning the right things and reverting the game into where there's a lot of decks that can compete. There's a lot of decks that can do well. Now, I do like the sense of you bringing back old archetypes that was once popular. 6 Sam's a very popular deck. Lightsworn's very popular deck. Yubel, very popular deck, right? So, we're talking about really popular decks making a return to the game, but they can only make a return to the game if they can be meta relevant, right? So it's all fun and games to collect these cards now that there's new support, new rarities for these things like Core Century Secret Rare, but it's also fun to be able to play that deck and for it to do well, right? Now, Yubel is like the odd one out because it's the only one doing well of the other archetypes that have come out recently that have gotten support, right? So it's like seeing all the support it's getting, but transitioning into actual meta relevancy. So I want that to happen. I want the game to succeed in that regard because if you're bringing out support for the older archetypes, you kind of want to see the results there too, right? So you want to see them do well. You just don't want to have support and then they're not really relevant. So then what's the point of bringing out the support then? You know what I'm saying? So it needs to be there. So if they can fix that part, I think they're going to do an A+ grade for this, and it's going to turn the game in a very forward fashion where you'll see a lot of players returning, a lot of players enjoying the game. You don't have that one major deck doing well all the time. So listen, Konami has the right idea, but they do need to fix the game from that standpoint and that sense. I'm very hyped to see where they go with this. I am pleased that they're getting out support for these older archetypes. I am really happy about that. I just need to see the result, right? We need to see that, we're just missing that piece. But let me know what you guys think. I think it's going to be a great next year for Konami. We have, the new set right here. We've got, like I said, Lightsworn still have support in this one, Yubel in this one. We got Exodia stuff coming out in this one. And then, of course, we have 6 Sams and water support and all these other things as well, right? So it's fun to see those things. Let's just see it do well in the meta, the current meta it's in. What I will say, peek the date when this comes out and peek the date that we still are having Quarter Century Secret Rares up until October. So passing the 1 year mark of the 25th anniversary, and we're still having Core Century Secret Rares. What is that to be said as well moving forward? We'll have another video about that moving forward as well. Like we've talked about in the past, Core Century Secret Rares really is sticking around for a little longer than we thought. We'll talk about that in another video. But let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about all the archetypes getting support, and we'll catch you in the next one. Please subscribe and comment, and peace out, YouTube.
I give my all, hey, just to save you, I give